Okay, good morning from Chicago. So I'm Taniva Baker. I am a fluid artist, and this is going to be my first video that I'm filming with the intention of putting it out on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoy. I've got a 36 by 48 inch canvas. This is not a gallery wrapped canvas. This is a little bit thinner. So I'm hoping that it's going to hold up to the amount of paint that's going to be on here. I have taped the edges and used the push pins. One thing I want to point out that I don't hear people talk about, but I like to do with these really big canvases, is I have push pins on each sides, not just the corners. I want a little support in the center so it doesn't sag. But the other thing is when I'm tilting, I want a lever on both sides to come up on. If I don't have these over here and just these, when I tilt this way, this edge is going to end up in the paint, and I don't want that. You get a kind of a funky, weird line down here. So I've started making sure that I have push pins on all edges so that my edges stay nice and clean. I really like the edges of a canvas, so I don't want to have to hide them afterwards because they get messed up. So I do everything I can to make sure my edges are really, really pretty. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be a 36 by 48. When I got into fluid art, I was looking for something that was scalable. I had these really big canvases in mind, so I was wanting a medium, a technique that I could go big on. And one of the first videos I found about fluid art that was really big canvases was Mina Villegas's Gordon's Grotto, and this is a similar style of pour. It's very different colors, but it's going to be straight pours, dirty pours, and there's going to be several of them on the canvas that I'm going to move around. So I am going to bring you in and show you my colors. I'm going to prep my canvas and put the base coat down first, and I'm going to do that off camera because you don't need to see that, and then I'll bring you in to paint. Okay, here we are with our paints. This is my base coat. These are drips that I have saved from other pours, and I always have a couple of different buckets, and this is my blue bucket, and it's just a really beautiful color right now. So I really didn't do much with this except strain it and make sure the viscosity was the right viscosity that I wanted. And I'm doing my base coat ever so slightly thinner than my colors that are going to go on top. Everything is mixed with mix pour today. This stuff's amazing. If you're wanting to bring a lot of dimensionality to your pours, this stuff is just great. Then I add a little bit of GAC 800 to thin it down, and a tiny bit of water depending on what the paint is. So here are my colors. Start over here. Sorry. I've got a platinum. I might or might not use this. I'm not sure yet, but I have it out if I want it. This is Golden's... what is that? It's their iridescent deep gold. And this is just an absolutely gorgeous color. This is Modern Masters warm silver. This is kind of a champagne gold, and I just love it. You can see I've got everything mixed here to it's leaving a slight mound, but disappearing pretty quickly. This is Amsterdam's Indigo, one of my dark colors. And then this is Golden's Interference Gold. There is no way to really capture this on camera, especially before it dries. It does amazing things when it dries, especially if you have it layered with different colors around it. It does different things because it is that interference, shifty sort of color. I've got my 24 karat gold, and that I'm probably not going to use a lot of because I don't want it to take over, but it does of course leave some amazing effects. And then I've got, this was a last minute addition too. I've done a couple of these pours and I've kind of been shifting my color palette. So this is a little bit of Artist Loft White. I've got some Modern Masters Pearl in here, and then just a dab of the Art Deco satin enamels. These two, when you layer them together, just give some incredible effects. So I'm hoping to capitalize on that. And then over here, I've got a new to me color and brand. This is Water Dragon from Prism Pour. And this is another one of those that I feel like is kind of hard to maximize on camera. It's a shifty green blue, really, really pretty. And that was in a gift bag that I got when I was at the Fluid Art Experience. So I'm gonna give a little shout out here to Color Art. They gave us a really generous gift bag, and I'm excited to use some of these new to me products. Back here, I have Rust-Oleum Harbor Sky. I love this color. This is a shimmery light blue. And this with Modern Masters Venetian Blue. These two together just do incredible things. And then I've got Arteza's Prussian Blue. Really, really pretty, lovely deep blue. And last but not least, I have Golden's Payne's Gray, and this is far and away my favorite, Payne's Gray. So those are my colors. I'm going to prep my canvas, and I'm going to do that by putting just a little bit of, I'm going to paint the edges with black straight out of the tube, nothing special, and then I'm going to flood my canvas, and I'll come back. Okay, here we are. Got my cups. I always reuse my cups by emptying out any last bits I can and then just leaving them to dry. And it's absolutely perfect for doing pours and straight pours, anything like that, really. Okay, so I think my approach is going to be to do a few large up high straight pours to get kind of a base cool swirliness going on. And then I'm going to do a couple more focused controlled pours within that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with a dark one. So I've got some indigo, and I'm going to do some Golden's Interference in that. And I'm doing these pretty dirty style. So up high, getting the paints moving and mixing together a lot. I've got some, actually I think I'm going to do some of the white with some of the 24 karat gold. And then I'm going to come in with some Venetian blue and some Harbor Sky. Set that down, and then let's see, this next one I think I'm going to go Payne's Gray. Some more Interference. Some Prussian. Warm Silver. And let's do some Water Dragon in this one. Let's do one more. Indigo. Some white. A little 24K. There's a lot. Oh, it's a whole lot. It's okay. Got some Rust-Oleum Sky Harbor. And then some Venetian. And I think I'm going to do some iridescent gold in this one. Okay. So here we go. Well, that's spectacular. Okay. Let's see what we got going on over here. That little lift and drop I do, that helps pop air bubbles also. Got a cat hair here. Okay. Time to stop stalling, I guess. Here we go. this is what I was afraid of. This thin canvas is not ideal for this. But it's what I had on hand, so I decided to try it. I definitely would not do this again though. I can already tell you that. I have to lose some of that gold, I think. That's okay. There we go. That's good. Wasting all of that. There's always a couple of different ways you can do this. You can always try to bring the weight back to center. You can go corner to corner. Since I'm not trying to keep a perfectly circular sort of composition, I'm not so worried about bringing it back to center for this one though. It's really cool. Can't avoid going this way again so I don't lose too much off the edges. Let's give that a look. I am really loving this. Kind of wondering if I shouldn't do a couple more pours though, so that, you want stuff to get stretched out, but sometimes I don't want it too stretched out. just realized my overhead camera is on, so I'm going to do my best to turn this around so that you guys can see this. Oh, amateur hour. Ideally, you want to be able to see what you're doing. But I'm 5'12", so that is not always something that's easily doable. Okay, this is going to seem kind of weird, but I want to bring some of the weight back this way and then go at that corner again, because I really am in love with this and I don't want to lose that. So sorry, you won't be able to see all this. Okay, I'm going to end up having to lose some of that, but that's okay. There's so much gorgeous stuff going on here. I'm just not going to worry about it. It's okay. And I do have to get some more paint off of this, so it's all good. Come on, over that corner. There we go. Ooh. Oh my God. I really wish I had an overhead view right now, because this is spectacular. I think I got another goober though that I see. Okay, I'm going to turn this around so you can see it a little better again. There we go. I want to definitely open up some of this stuff on this side and stretch some of this out a little bit. It's tempting to want to lift up really high and get things moving fast. And if I was working someplace where I was more concerned about it drying too quickly, I might do that. But what can also happen if you lift it up too high too fast is you'll start getting these weird little finger drip lines, and I don't really want that. So I'm just going to come up here. Give it some time. Actually, this is a lot of paint. Your arms get tired. I'm under here. I have a bottle of GAC 800 that I'm going to put up the cross beam here. There we go. That way I don't have to do quite as much of the work. Man, this is opening up just gorgeous. I'm in love with it. I'm seeing a thing over here. Still got a lot more paint, I think, on this side of the canvas than that side. So I'm gonna take a little more off that side. Sorry you can't see this easily. There we are. Now, I'm going to take the weight back towards center. Again, I'm going to bring my GAC bottle in here, and I'm just setting that under the crossbar. I'm still controlling the canvas. I'm not going to let go of the canvas, but that takes some of the weight off of it. I'm only 5 foot tall, so, you know, these arms get a little tired. I don't have leverage to help me quite as much as some artists do. Okay, I think that's it. I am really, really happy with this. I'm going to bring you in for a close-up after I torch and clean things up. Okay, here is the final video walkthrough for Astrophel. Unfortunately, I lost the wet walkthrough footage, but I'm really happy that I got a day that was nice enough that I could show you this outside in natural light. So here we go. There are so many just luscious, gorgeous details. And I love the way the different golds work together to give a sense of almost a glowing sort of feeling. This is a really good example here of how the Venetian blue and the Sky Harbor blue work together. Look at that. That's some of the interference gold. Look at that. The Sky Harbor next to the Payne's Gray is also really, really nice. Okay. Love that part too. I am just over the moon happy with how this came out. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me.